Hello everyone. So I welcome you all on this new lecture. In this lecture we are going to see a new topic that is called as stress strain curve. Okay. This stress strain curve is very important from your engineering exam point of view as well as from GATE exam point of view. This curve will be very helpful for selecting any material for the designing purpose. Okay. So in this topic, in today's lecture, we are going to see the curve for two different materials. That is, first is called as ductile material and the second one is brittle material. Okay. So before starting the actual stress strain curve, let's see what is ductile and what is brittle material. So ductile and brittle material can be defined based on the percentage elongation. If you apply any tensile force on any material, and if the percentage elongation on the material is more than 5%, and that too is without fracture or without necking. Okay, we'll see what is necking, what is fracture point. So if the material is safe up to 5% elongation, then only the material will be called as ductile material. 5% or more than 5%. Otherwise, the material will be called as brittle material. So ductile material के example ले सकते हैं. We can say example of mild steel, the aluminium. These are the ductile materials. And brittle material will be your concrete, your glass, your cast iron. This will be the brittle material. So we will try to see the stress strain curve for all these materials here. And at the end of this lecture, we will solve some of the questions from GATE examinations also, so that we'll see which type of question can be asked from this topic. Okay, so let's begin the topic first of all. So we'll draw the stress strain curve. First of all, we'll see for ductile material, that is called as mild steel. Mild steel. पहले कैसे के लिए देखेंगे अपन mild steel के लिए. Okay, so for this, let's suppose we have one mild steel bar here, which is having a length of L and A is a cross section area. When you apply the force P here, this force P you should apply gradually. Okay, so gradually means what? You have to apply. You cannot apply the sudden force. You have to apply the force gradually. मतलब कैसे apply करना पड़ेगा आपको? 1 kilonewton, 2 kilonewton, 3, 4. Likewise, you have to increase your force. Directly आपको एक साथ bulk amount of force apply नहीं करना है. Increasing order में force apply करना है. तो जैसे अपन फोर्स को ग्रेजुअली अप्लाई करते हैं, सो जैसे जैसे फोर्स अपन इंक्रीज करते जाएंगे, its length will increase. That is, its strain will increase as well as some amount of stress will also generate. So जो स्ट्रेस जनरेट हुआ है एंड जो स्ट्रेन इंक्रीज हो रहा है, जो स्ट्रेन मिल रहा है आपको, उन दोनों के बीच जो कर्व प्लॉट करेंगे, दैट कर्व विल बी कॉल्ड एज स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व. ओके, सो लेट्स ट्राई टू प्लॉट द कर्व. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, लेट्स ड्रॉ two axes, that is y axis and x axis. In x axis we have to take strain, in y axis we have to take stress. Always ये कभी भी इंटरचेंज नहीं हो सकता. Okay, so always you have to take stress on y axis and strain on x axis. There is a reason for that also. We'll see the reason after 5 minutes. जैसे अपन stress strain curve ड्रॉ कर लेंगे, we'll see that reason also. Okay, so stress I have taken here and strain I have taken. Okay, so जैसे अपन फोर्स पे ग्रेजुअली अप्लाई किया, लेट्स से आपने क्या किया, 1 किलोन्यूटन का फोर्स अप्लाई किया. उस 1 किलोन्यूटन के फोर्स अप्लाई करने के कारण आपका लेंथ एक कुछ अमाउंट से इंक्रीज हुआ यहाँ पे एंड कुछ अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेस भी डेवलप हुआ. तो जैसे आपने वो लेंथ इंक्रीज हुआ एंड स्ट्रेस डेवलप हुआ, सो अप टू सर्टेन पॉइंट दिस स्ट्रेस एंड स्ट्रेन विल बी प्रोपोर्शनल टू ईच अदर. दैट इज द लॉ ऑफ हुक्स. We have seen that law earlier also. That क्या बोलता है Hooke's law? Up to proportional limit, your stress will be directly proportional to strain. Means what? अगर directly proportional मतलब क्या होगा? There should be a linear variation between stress and strain. So let's plot a linear line for that. So here I am plotting a linear line up to point. This point will be called as point P. And this point P will be nothing but your proportional limit point. Okay, so up to this proportional limit point, your stress and strain will be directly proportional to each other, and you will have a straight line here. So your Young's modulus of elasticity, we have seen one constant, that Young's modulus of elasticity, this stress is equals to E upon E into strain. This Young's modulus of elasticity is valid up to point P only. Okay, so after this point पहले increase the load further, कुछ और लोड अपन increase करते हैं. So ये क्या करेगा, ये जो straight line था, ये straight line अपना path थोड़ा सा deviate करके it will follow a small, very small curvature here, and this very small curvature will be called as point E, and this E will be called as elastic limit. Okay, so this E is the limit of elasticity. Okay, so after E point your material will not behave as a elastic material. Now what do you mean by elastic material? So अगर इस point तक आप load apply करेंगे and you will remove the load, so material क्या करेगा, अपना original position regain कर सकता है. Okay, so that is the called as limit of elasticity. So इस limit of elasticity के बाद आप load further increase करते हैं, so कुछ और load increase करेंगे तो जैसे आप E point को cross करेंगे you will reach to plastic region. So E point cross किया अपन ने, now we have reached to plastic region and this point is called as Y. This Y will be called as upper yield point. Y will be called as upper yield point. So after this Y point, if you further increase the load, then because of microstructural changes of the material, the planes of the material will start auto slipping. Okay, this phenomena will happen only in case of ductile materials. Okay, so if your microstructural plane will be automatically slippage, you need not to apply any amount of force for getting the strain. अगर कुछ भी अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा, यहाँ आपका स्ट्रेस होगा, ये वाला हल्का सा एक डीप लेगा यहाँ पे. Okay, and this because of this deep, this point you will get, that is Y dash, and this Y dash will be called as lower yield point. Okay, so between Y and Y dash this phenomena is happening. This phenomena is called as yielding. Okay, so yielding is a phenomena where strain will increase without appreciable change in stress. Okay, so that is the phenomena of yielding. So after yielding, when you apply more amount of force, फिर से अगर आपको इसको और डिफॉर्म करना है अगर इसको, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, काफी ज्यादा अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स लगाना पड़ेगा. दैट मोर अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स इज बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेन हार्डनिंग ऑफ द मटेरियल. ओके, सो वहां से वापस आपको कर्व लिफ्ट अप होगा एंड ये कर्व लिफ्ट अप होकर इस पॉइंट तक जाएगा एंड दिस पॉइंट विल बी कॉल्ड एज U, एंड दिस U इज डिनोटेड एज अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ. Okay, so this ultimate tensile strength is a very important point because this is the maximum amount of stress that your mild steel or your ductile material can bear. इससे ज्यादा amount of stress आपका material कभी भी bear नहीं कर पाएगा and your material will directly start necking. Okay, so ये जो stiff आपको curve मिल रहा है, this curve is because of strain hardening only. Okay, so जैसे आप U point पे पहुंचे, now you will further increase the load and you will have a drop in your curve, and is on this point, let's say I'll use some different chalk. So this is point F and this point F will be called as fracture point. Point F will be called as fracture point, and between this U and F this phenomena is there. This phenomena is called as necking. नेकिंग किसको बोलते हैं अभी देखते हैं. तो अभी कैसा है, यहाँ पे क्रॉस सेक्शन, इनिशियल क्रॉस सेक्शन ए क्रॉस सेक्शन था आपके पास. तो जैसे ही आप अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ तक पहुंच जाएंगे आपको क्रॉस सेक्शन क्या रहेगा, ए ही रहेगा. जैसे ही आप यू को क्रॉस करेंगे, इस लिमिट को क्रॉस करेंगे, योर क्रॉस सेक्शन विल स्टार्ट रिड्यूसिंग. ओके, सो ये क्रॉस सेक्शन कैसा रिड्यूस होगा, दिस क्रॉस सेक्शन विल बिकम आफ्टर यू पॉइंट, दिस क्रॉस सेक्शन विल समवॉट बिकम लाइक दिस. Okay, so this will be the reduced cross section. Okay, so this phenomena is called as necking. So after at point F this will break and this is a ductile material, so this will break like cup and cone kind of failure. So ये 45 डिग्री में कप एंड कोन फॉर्म करेगा एंड वो उसके अकॉर्डिंग फेल होगा. ये ऑनलाइन या कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि डक्टाइल मटेरियल जो फेलियर होता है वो किस टाइप का फेलियर होता है, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज कप एंड कोन काइंड ऑफ फेलियर. Okay, so this stress strain curve is called as engineering stress strain curve. Okay, so now let's see the different points on this curve. So this Y to Y dash this phenomena was called as, this phenomena between y to y dash, this phenomena we have called as yielding. This phenomena is yielding. So yielding किसको बोला था अपन ने? Where the strain will increase without appreciable change in strain. So between this y dash to u, this between y dash to u, this distance, this between y dash to u, this phenomena is called as strain hardening. Strain hardening. Okay. Again, between this u to f, this is called as necking. This is called as necking. See, these terms are very important. In many exams, many competitive exams, these terms are asked directly. What is necking? Between which reason you will have necking here. Okay. So this is the stress strain curve for the mild steel. There are some more points here. Let's see those points also. Up to point P. So if you draw the line here, so up to this point, you will see this triangle. You can see this triangle. This is, let's say this P dash, this is O. You can see this triangle. So if you find this area of the triangle, this area of the triangle represent the term called modulus of resilience. Modulus of resilience. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? अप टू प्रोपोर्शनल लिमिट वाला जो पॉइंट रहेगा, इस पॉइंट के अंदर में जो एरिया रहेगा, दैट एरिया विल बी कॉल्ड एज मॉड्यूलस ऑफ रेजिलेंस. सो एंड अगर आप पूरे स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व के अंदर का एरिया फाइंड करेंगे, लेट्स से टिल एरिया एफ, टिल दिस एरिया, इस पूरे एरिया को अगर आप फाइंड करेंगे, सो दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज टफनेस. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? टफनेस. एंड अगेन दिस इज नॉट एक्चुअली टफनेस, दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज मॉड्यूलस ऑफ टफनेस. मॉड्यूलस ऑफ टफनेस. ओके. एंड टफनेस का यूनिट क्या रहेगा आपको? हमेशा एनर्जी, जूल रहेगा, जूल या फिर किलो जूल यू कैन से. सो मॉड्यूलस ऑफ टफनेस मींस व्हाट? किलो जूल पर मीटर क्यूब. यू हैव टू डिवाइड बाय वॉल्यूम, दैट विल बी अ मॉड्यूलस. सो दिस एंटायर एरिया विल बी कॉल्ड एज मॉड्यूलस ऑफ टफनेस एंड दिस triangular area is called as modulus of resilience. Okay, so this is one more importance of stress strain curve. If you can find the entire area, you can find out the toughness of any material. Okay, so we have seen this curve is called as engineering stress strain curve. There is one more stress strain curve that is called as true stress strain curve. What is the difference between that? Let's see. So for engineering stress strain curve, you can see from this point, ultimate point, there is a dip in the curve. Okay, there is a drop in the stress for breaking. Why this drop is happening? Let's see that why this drop is happening actually. So after E point, what is happening? The after point U, the cross section area is reducing here. Actually, cross section area is reducing, and you know the definition of stress. Stress is what? Force upon area. Okay. Here the area is decreasing. Here the area is decreasing. Actually area is decreasing. But जब अपन एक्चुअली यहाँ पे स्ट्रेस कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो उस समय डिक्रीजिंग एरिया को ना लेके क्या लेते हैं? ओरिजिनल क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ही डिसाइड करते हैं. सो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? एक्चुअल एरिया यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? यहाँ का आपका 10 mm का डायमीटर था, तो अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ के बाद क्या हो गया? इस पॉइंट के बाद नेकिंग स्टार्ट हुआ एंड क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया क्या हो गया? 10 की जगह 8 हो गया. बट यहां स्ट्रेस कैलकुलेट करते टाइम क्या ले रहा है? वही इनिशियल जो क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया था आपका, जो स्टार्टिंग में आपने क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया था, यहाँ पे सेम क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया यू आर टेकिंग हियर आल्सो, नॉट ए ओनली इनिशियल क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया. Okay, so that is the difference between true and engineering stress strain curve. In engineering stress strain curve, what you have to do? You have to take for any point, you have to take the actual cross section area. So here you will have fracture point. Now, ये क्या हो गया आपको ऊपर वाला कर्व? That above curve will be called as true stress strain curve, and this point will be the fracture point. Okay, so this will be called as true stress strain curve, and this will be called as engineering stress strain curve. So in true stress strain curve, we have to take the instantaneous area anytime. Instantaneous area you have to take for calculating the stress, and here you have to take the actual area, the initial area for calculating the stress. That's why there is a dip in the curve. Okay, so this is all about the stress strain curve for the ductile material. So in the same diagram, we'll see the stress strain curve for the brittle material. So in brittle material, there will be no yielding phenomena, no necking phenomena. Whenever you will apply the force in the brittle material, up to certain point, it will follow the straight line. Let's say this yellow chalk I am using for drawing the brittle materials. Okay, so up to certain point, it will follow a very straight line here, and after that, it will go a small curve, and on this point directly it will break. So this point will be a breaking point directly, the fracture point directly for brittle material. So this is for brittle one, and this is for the ductile material. Okay, so this curve, अगर इसके अंदर ब्रिटल के अंदर का पूरा एरिया फाइंड करेंगे, so that will again give the toughness for the brittle material. So इस brittle material का आपको कुछ भी पॉइंट नहीं मिलने वाला, ना proportional limit, elastic limit, yield point, ऐसा कोई सा भी पॉइंट आपको नहीं मिलेगा. Directly you will have one single point that is called as fracture point. Okay, or you can say instead of fracture point, this fracture point will be nothing but ultimate tensile strength point also. बिकॉज क्या होगा, यहाँ पे नेकिंग तो होना नहीं वाला है, तो जो अल्टीमेट पॉइंट रहेगा उसी पॉइंट पे डायरेक्टली आपको मटेरियल क्या हो जाएगा, ब्रेक हो जाएगा. एंड यहाँ पे इस जब आप ब्रिटल मटेरियल में टेस्ट परफॉर्म करेंगे, इट विल ब्रेक डायरेक्टली ऑन 90 डिग्रीज. ये आपका कंपोनेंट है, जैसे ही आपका कंपोनेंट ब्रेक होगा, इट विल डायरेक्टली ब्रेक लाइक दिस, टू पार्ट इट विल डायरेक्टली हैव लाइक दिस. ओके, सो इफ यू वी कैन ऑल्सो फाइंड आउट सम yield point for the brittle material also. So that is not actually important, but let's see how we can find out the yield point of the brittle material. So for finding out the yield point of the brittle material, you have this straight line here. Okay, so from this straight line you have to draw a parallel line from certain point on the strain axis. Let's see क्या करना है. इस ब्रिटल मटेरियल का जो कर्व है, इस ब्रिटल मटेरियल के कर्व के लिए आपको यील्ड पॉइंट फाइंड करना है. एक्चुअली यील्ड पॉइंट इसमें टेस्टिंग में आपको कहीं नहीं मिलेगा, बट थ्योरेटिकली अगर आपको फाइंड करना है, सो यू कैन डू वन थिंग, यू कैन टेक 0.2% ऑफ स्ट्रेन हियर. व्हाट परसेंट? 0.2%. लेट्स से फ्रॉम हियर आई एम गेटिंग 0.2% ऑफ स्ट्रेन. So from this 0.2% of strain, you have to draw a line parallel to this starting line, parallel to this straight line of brittle material. So once you draw a parallel line here, so यहाँ से अगर आप parallel line draw करेंगे इस brittle material के, so ये जो point इस curve पे जहाँ पे भी cut करेगा, this point will be called as yield point for brittle material. Yield for brittle. I think so it is clear to everyone. So जो भी ब्रिटल मटेरियल का कर्व है, इस कर्व के जो स्टार्टिंग का स्लोप रहेगा, इसके पैरेलल आपको 0.02% ऑफ स्ट्रेन से पैरेलल लाइन ड्रॉ करना है. एंड जिस पॉइंट पे भी इस कर्व को कट करेगा, दैट पॉइंट विल बी कॉल्ड एज यील्ड पॉइंट फॉर द ब्रिटल मटेरियल. ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व फॉर द ductile as well as brittle material. Now we'll see the stress strain curve for some more general materials, that is pure linear material के लिए, pure elastic material के लिए कैसा कर्व हो सकता है, या pure plastic के लिए कैसा कर्व हो सकता है, that we'll also see. And after that we'll see some questions from GATE examination. Okay, so let's see some problems, some more stress strain curve first of all. Okay, so this was the stress strain curve we have seen just now. So from O to A, it will follow a proportional limit. A to B, B point is again upper yield point, C is lower yield point, D will be your ultimate tensile strength, and E will be your fracture point that we have seen just now. So between this point the strain hardening and this point the necking will be there. Now we'll see some different type of curves also. Let's see the next one. So this is actually with the cross section, the deformation will be there. So here the cross section is same, here again cross section is same. From this point again the necking is going to start, and this point the fracture will take place. So fracture will be definitely, you can see here the fracture is also a cup and cone kind of fracture. Okay, you can see at this end the fracture is also a cup and cone kind of fracture. Okay, here there is one dotted line also mentioned there, that is called as true stress strain curve that we have also seen few minutes back. Okay, so next let's see the next one. So this is these are the different curves for stress strain, different curves for different material actually. So this is for linear elastic material. So linear elastic means what? There is no plasticity, only linear elasticity is there, so it will follow a straight line here. Okay, so here you can see a straight line here. Now next is linear elastic perfectly plastic, means what? Linearly it will move here and it will move in the horizontal line. It's a perfect plastic there. Again, if this is not a perfectly plastic, hardening plastic is there, so there will be again small curve here. And this is elastic plastic again, and there is unloading also. Okay, so because of plasticity, plastic रीजन में आने के बाद क्या हो गया, यहाँ पे कुछ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेन हमेशा रेसिडुअल स्ट्रेन रहेगा अनलोडिंग के बाद भी, ये दिखा रहा है यहाँ पे. ओके, चलिए, सो लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट वन. So this is stress strain curve for other materials also. This glass is what? A pure brittle material, so stress again only a straight line will be there. Carbon steel for this type of curve will be there. Aluminium again straight line and again curve. For ideal rubber it will always a curve only, this circular curve only. So this point I am discussing because in higher examination, higher competitive examination, this type of question may be asked. This there will be 4 curve given to you and you have to select which is the correct curve for the rubber or which is the correct curve for the glass. So this type of question is also asked in the competitive examinations. Okay, now let's see some 2-3 questions that I got from GATE examination. So let's see the first problem. In first problem is from 2017 set 1 paper. Okay, so in this problem they have asked, in engineering stress strain curve for the mild steel, the UTS ultimate tensile strength refers to. Okay, अब अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ क्या होता है, इस पे ये आपसे पूछा है. अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल किसके बराबर होता है? अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ. इज इट यील्ड स्ट्रेस? नो, इट इज नॉट यील्ड स्ट्रेस. इज इट प्रोपोर्शनल लिमिट? नो, इट इज नॉट प्रोपोर्शनल लिमिट also. Maximum stress, fracture stress. So obviously the answer should be what? The maximum stress. I think so you all can answer this question now. It's a maximum stress only. So this is only 1 mark question. It's a very simple question that they have asked. Okay, so now let's see the second one. Second one is what? The stress strain curve for mild steel is shown in the figure. So mild steel stress strain curve is given to you. Choose the correct option referring both the figure and the table. So both the two figures are given to you. So out of this figure you have to select the correct option out of this matchmaking. Okay, so there are n number of points given to you, P, Q, R, S, T, U given to you, and they have named all the points. So you have to select the correct point and select the correct option here. So let's say point P. So point P is the initial point here. So this is the point P here. So point P, I know this point P is called as proportional limit. So P here I search proportional limit is 3. So P3 is one matching. So let's say P3 is B and C option is possible. Okay. Next, after this P, you have Q point, and Q point is, I know this Q point is elastic limit point. So let's say we have elastic limit. Yes, we have elastic limit, that is Q4. So after P3 we have Q4. So option C will be the correct answer for this one. Let's check the other points also. R is called as upper yield point. So R1 should be there. Yes, R1 is here. Okay, sorry. Okay, R1 is here. Next is after R you have S point. S is called as lower yield point. So lower yield point is 5. So S5, yes, S5 is also mentioned here. Next is T is ultimate tensile strength. So T2 should be there. Yes, T2 is also there. And U is the fracture point we know. So U is a failure. U6 is there. U6. So option C will be the correct answer for this one. Okay, option C will be the correct answer. So this type of simple question can be asked. So this question was 2014 1 mark problem. Okay, let's see the next one. So this is a bit tricky problem. Let's see how we can solve this problem. So a hypothetical engineering stress strain curve. This is not true stress strain curve. A hypothetical curve they have drawn shows in the figure 3 straight lines, line PQ, QR and RS with coordinates. ये 0 0 है, ये 0.2, 100, 0.600, sorry, 0.600 and 0.8, 130. Q is the yield point. Q is the yield point. Q क्या है अपना yield point है. R is the अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल पॉइंट एंड S इज द फ्रैक्चर पॉइंट. सो S क्या है? फ्रैक्चर पॉइंट है, ये अल्टीमेट टेंसाइल पॉइंट है एंड ये Q पॉइंट है. ओके, सो द टफनेस ऑफ द मटेरियल इज, sorry this, so they have asked the toughness of the material in megajoule per Newton meter cube is what. Okay, so toughness is nothing but energy. So energy का यूनिट क्या होना चाहिए? मेगा जूल ओनली. सो मेगा जूल पर मीटर क्यूब बोला है यहाँ पे. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस? तो मेगा जूल पर मीटर क्यूब मीन्स व्हाट? मेगा जूल volume. Meter cube is nothing but volume. Means what? They have asked you to find out the modulus of toughness only. And you know that modulus of toughness is always the area for the stress strain curve up to fracture point, and S is nothing but the fracture point. Okay, so अगर यहाँ पे अगर ये mild steel होता तो mild steel का stress strain curve कैसा आता आपके लिए? So this type of curve you can draw for mild steel like this. Okay, then this point will be a fracture point for this one, and here this point will be your ultimate point, and this point will be the, okay, so this point will be your yield point. Okay, so this can be your stress strain curve. Let's see how we can solve this problem. So we are ultimately interested in finding out the area of this particular graph, and what will be the answer? We'll see. Okay, let's see. So let's see this problem also. So in this problem we have already read the problem. So here what you have to do, you are supposed to find out the area of this particular curve. So what we'll do, we'll plot one straight line from here and we'll divide this entire area into known areas. Okay, so this can be one triangle. So this is area number 1 we have. Okay, and I'll again drop one perpendicular from here. Okay, and it will drop one horizontal line from here and drop one horizontal line from here. So this will be area number 1, this can be area number 2, area 3, area 4 and area 5. So if you will find out the sum of all 5 areas, you can definitely find out the area of the entire curve. And remember one thing, that the strain is given in the percentage strain. Means what? This 0.2 is not the 0.2, this 0.2 is 0.2% actually. So that will accommodate at the last only. So you are supposed to find the toughness. The toughness is nothing but the area of entire curve. So area of 1 plus area 2 plus area 3 plus area 4 plus area 5 you are supposed to find out. Let's see the first area, area 1. Area 1 is nothing but the triangle. So triangle is half of base into height. Half of base is, this is 0.2. 0.2 given to you, 0.2% is given to you. So we'll multiply the entire percent at the last. So this 0.2 in height is 100. This is x coordinate, this is y coordinate. So 0.2 is this one and 100 is height. So it's 0.2 multiplied by 100 plus area 2. Area 2 is this triangle. So again half of base into height. So half of base is this one, this horizontal length. So total from here to here it is 0.6. From here to here it is 0.2. So this will be 0.4 and height. This height only I want. So total height is 140 and this is 100. So this will be only 40. So this 40 will be the height. So this is area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3 you have to do. Area 3 is this small rectangle. So this total is 0.4 we have done and this is again 100. So 0.4 into 100 plus. This is fourth triangle. So fourth triangle is again half of base into height. Half of base. Base is this one. So total is 180 and this is, total is 0.8 and this is 0.6. So this is 0.2 multiplied by fourth area. Okay, height multiplied by height. Total height is sorry, just a minute. Sorry, this is not 180, this is 130 actually. By mistake I have written 180 there. So total height is 140 and this is 130. So this will be a 10 only. So 10 will be the height plus area 5 is this one. So this is area 5. This is 0.2 again. This is 130. So 0.2 into 130. So this entire I have done, multiplication I have done. Now I have to multiply this entire value by percentage of strain also, no? Because in each step I have taken the strain, and the strain is in the percentage of strain. So you have to divide this entire by 100. So this will become a percentage of strain. So this 100 I have divided only for accommodating this percentage. Okay. So if you solve this one, you will get 85 divided by 100. I have already solved it once. Okay. So 85 by 100. So total answer will be 0.8. The options were not given to you. You have to put your answer, and unit will be megajoule per meter cube. This will be the unit of toughness. Okay. So if you expand this unit, you will see the unit as same as stress only. Stress is given is in what? Megapascal. So it is megapascal means what? Pascal is Newton per meter square into megapascal is mega Newton per meter square. Okay. So here I have megajoule per meter cube they have given. So joule is nothing but Newton meter. So if you expand this one, so mega joule is Newton meter. So Newton meter upon meter cube. So this will become square. So mega Newton per meter square. So this is nothing but same unit as unit of stress, because strain has no unit. So that's why you are multiplying the stress and strain. So that's why you will get the unit of stress only. But here you have to denote the toughness. So toughness is nothing but megajoule per meter cube. That is modulus of toughness. So here this entire area will give you the modulus of toughness. So in this way we can solve this type of problem based on the stress strain curve. Okay, so this part, this is all about the stress strain curve. I think so this part is very easy and very clear to everyone. So practice this one. It is very important for any exam as well as your university examination also. Okay, thank you very much.